Hi, so this is my weekly reflection number 4. So for this week we talked about interpreting art and our 4 steps to art criticism. And honestly, I had always thought it was important to look and try and see what the artist was trying to show me through their painting, like what type of emotion they were trying to bring out. But I really have never thought much about looking at the story and the history behind art. So this week was really cool because I researched The School of Athens by Raphael, I believe is how you say his name. And I was amazed at all the background and history and thought that went into that painting on the wall of that library. And just, it's crazy to me how much true thought he put into that piece and how much consideration it took. And like, the piece was already beautiful by itself. It had beautiful colors, movement, everything else. But then knowing the background behind the piece and knowing that that wall was meant to represent philosophy and knowing that Aristotle was on one side and Plato on the other, and then they matched up the other philosophers with which side they agreed more with throughout the whole painting. That just took an already amazing painting and made it great. Not just good, but great. So I think that's why it's important to interpret visual images, is just because it gives you a true appreciation for the artist and all the thought they put into the piece. And it just makes you not take that amazing artwork for granted. So yeah, basically I just think that there's a lot of knowledge to be able to be gained through knowing and interpreting a piece, because honestly, I feel like I learned some history there too, learning about the story behind the School of Athens. That's my main example, just because that was where I felt like I did the most interpretation this week of a piece. Also, I think the skill of interpretation can be applied to many other areas of life, but the one I thought of when I first read this question was just in interactions with other people in daily life, especially in the workforce. I think sometimes conflict does occur and it's hard to avoid, but knowing why people act the way they do and trying to find out the story behind why they're acting sometimes helps us gain a better understanding of people as a whole. And I feel like that helps us then interact with them more, knowing the people and knowing their stories and their backgrounds. And it also just provides opportunity for deeper relationships. So I think that interpretations of people is good, but of just visual art in general, looking at advertisements and seeing, okay, why did they make this? Why did they highlight these parts of the piece? Like, if they are advertising a product for a food company, like, why did they advertise in this way? Who are they targeting? I think all of that can help with just even business opportunities. And it can show you who they're targeting as an audience and just what the good things are about a product. So yeah, I really enjoyed this week and I liked all the learning that came from it. That's all.